I'm being really proactive for Valentine's Day. It's January and I'm getting all of this done so that I don't have to rush. And from another video, we made these little material hearts using the little packs of quilting squares that I bought from Walmart. And you can watch that video and see how I made them. For the ones that I have to mail, I made them flat, and so they just have like quilting batting. And then the other ones I stuffed with batting. These are the ones that I'll give personally. And I was able to mail some of these in a bigger package because they compress easy in a little bubble pack. And the ones that I have to mail, that's the only cards I need. I just need about 3 or 4 Valentine cards. And so we're going to make this today, and I'm pretty picky about my cards. A lot of them I always think I could do better. It'll do, but I could do a little better. This one I'm actually really super happy with. I don't know. I just like the design. I like simple cards, but some simple cards that I do, they just look cheap. They look incomplete. And then I don't like really complex ones because they get, you know, a lot of layering and die cutting, and to me they just can be too much. For me personally, there's a fine line. This is one that I really like, and I had these pink cards, so I already had them, but you don't need pink, you could just do white. I lined it with cardstock, a thinner cardstock. And if you had construction paper, you could do that, but you don't want a thick cardstock. And then I had the base card that I had another video of how we made, and then I had that stamp already. You could actually do this freehand if you wanted something freehand or another kind of stamp. And then this is cardstock to make the tiny little border. This is watercolor paper, which I always use. I use it probably less for watercolor and more for the backing. I like the texture and I like the firmness. And then these are just papers for Valentine's Day. The main colors are pink, red, maybe some white and black. And if you've got those, which I had from some Christmas paper, you can turn it into Valentine's. I think I used this, and then, which would be that. And then I think I had an old Valentine, one of these that I used. Now the red cardstock I put through a my embosser to give it dots, but you don't have to do that. This would be just as cute plain the way it is. And then I used this little hole puncher. And then I thought it would be cute if it looked like the little hearts popped out and then it revealed love, which I did with these little things. So that's what we're gonna do today. Probably the biggest challenge is how do we keep these in line, hole punch them, stamp them, and get these glued to look just right. Okay, supplies we need. This is my binder that I pre-cut the watercolor paper. I buy the big sheets at Hobby Lobby, cut them down to this, which is my standard for my cards. They're A6 cards, that's the size. They're just a nice size card. So I have these all pre-cut. We'll set those aside. Then I pre-cut the backs. Now what I do with these is I go, I don't know, I'm not a ruler wizard, but it's just like 2 notches above the mark, because these are 5.5 by 4. So to measure this, I go 4.2 lines. I don't know if that's 2/10 of an inch or exactly what, but you can just eyeball it and fiddle with paper. That's not important. But once you get this, which is my card front, then I cut these, like I said, about 2 little lines larger, which creates that. So I've got these all pre-cut. These are kind of the back borders. And then I've got the card bases, and I have a video. If you look, I have a video of how I cut these. I just kind of do them in bulk because I don't use them up. When I'm down to a few, I remeasure these and recut them using the same template, so to speak. So we'll need that. And then I've got my envelopes, and then we're going to line them with, this is my envelope template that I got from Paper Source, and I will cut cardstock paper to line it. And then if you'll notice, I wanted to emboss it, but this is too big to go through the embosser. I just put a little heart there. You can, or you don't have to, or you could punch more hearts and look like they're kind of confetti. I thought about that, and you know, I can do that if I want. But the thing at hand that we have to deal with is decorating this front. So what I do is, this is art tape, and I use it because it's not super tacky. In fact, sometimes I'll use it over and over so it's less tacky, but you need something to hold your card in place. And then these are 4 inches by 1 inch because I just measured this, cut it in half, cut another in half, and then spaced it and figured out on my own that this is the sizes that'll work. Okay, so I really like this one, so I need to get this in the order. For some reason, I like this order, and I just want to do it again. You can vary them if you want. But this is what I'm going to do. Now, as you can see, they're too long. And so what we're going to do, I have a grid here on my map, and I'm just going to elevate them up an inch. Each block is an inch. So I'll be taking an inch off. So this is everything for the card. We get our hole puncher, and I just sit it like this. And you have to do the same thing over and over. You have to space it. So I push this all the way down till it stops, and then visually space it so that this is in the center of the paper as best I can. And if you don't, you have to kind of feel for if it's perfectly level on the bottom. Keep the little heart that punches out, and that looks pretty good. Now, I had thought about alternating, like this heart popping over here, this one popping over here, so the designs of the hearts were different, and I thought it was visually a little bit too complex. Let's space these. And these look pretty good. And what I'm going to do, I learned from this one, I want to take about an inch off. So let me move these aside. And I'm going to line these tops with this and then visually get them spaced apart from one another. So this one's a little, and I'm really just eyeballing it because I'd rather go by the eye. Get them in place and then put a piece of tape here because we're going to flip this up to glue it. So let's just put it in line. And if I were you and you didn't have a mat like this, I'd use a piece of tape as that mark, 1 inch down, put your card and do what I'm doing, but create your own 1 inch. And again, this is the tape I used from before, and it sticks lightly and it won't hurt my cards, which is why I'm not pulling. I use this until it won't stick anymore, so that it is a very light tack. All right, let's look at it again. This is crooked, so let's correct that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this up. Now, I don't want to glue this inch, but this inch is this is the inch of this paper, so I'm going to glue everything up to this line. So while we'll cut these off after we glue the hearts. I'm going to go ahead and glue the hearts. And here's what I always do. I use this Sort Quick fingertip moisturizing. It's just a really light tack to pick up things. And so what I'm going to do, it doesn't do anything other than to help me pick up the heart. So I'm not holding it on its sides. It's just too tiny. And then I'm just going to place it here visually, quickly move it because my glue's going to Okay, I think that's okay. And again, nobody's going to really analyze these. I'm going to do this stamping of LOVE. I advise VersaFine. It's like an inkjet. It is just, I don't know, it just prints. It doesn't leave holes or marks or anything. And then I love these. This is my little, let me get my whole pack. I bought these and I use these more than anything. It's just a, you can buy capitals, and these are all small case letters. I use them all the time because you can say anything you want. So let's get the love. And I don't press real hard, but see that Versa ink is, it looks like I ink jetted it. And then I'm eyeballing, and it just turned out beautiful. I don't think it really even looks handmade, but. And you know, if you get off a little bit, sometimes that's the quaint looking thing. That's the neat looking part of it. Okay, my E is a little bit shy, but I don't dare restamp it. I think it's just cute. In fact, if I wanted to, I could get a black ballpoint pen, and I could fill that in, which I may or may not do, because sometimes the that look is super cute. So now everything's glued, so I'm safe. So let's take the tape off. And then we're just going to trim the tops, and then we're going to put it on the red, and then we're going to put put it on the red for the red border, and then we'll put it on the envelope, stamp the envelope with the heart, or nothing at all. You don't have to do that. You could do whatever you want on the inside. And really, this idea is just a springboard for what you're going to come up with. That's all you need to do. Let me get my scissors. Now, when I cut, I don't cut looking at it. I cut this way. I feel like I can see, I can definitely see the red better. And then these little squares you could use if you want. In fact, one of these squares is what I punched another heart out with and put in the liner of the envelope. So there, we got that. Now let's grab our backing. I mean, you are as good as done at this point. Now we have our envelope that we need to line. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share, and then drop a comment below. Better yet, drop some pictures below and show me what you come up with. Thanks. See you soon.